Oh, one thing about Impact Wrestling is that you can normally count on the opening segment being Hulk Hogan, brother. And he just talking about AJ Styles, how he believes he's in the Ace and Eights now, and he just talks for a little bit, and then calls Sting down in the ring, and Sting sharing blame with Hogan about Bully Ray, about how he tried to get Hogan to trust him, and then Brooke Hogan comes down there, and she's talking about how she fell in love with the bad boy, so she's partially blamed. She's all but wanting to give up her position as the director of the Knockout division. And finally, Bully Ray comes out there and said, "You're not." It's like, you're not to blame Hulk. You're not to blame Sting. You're not to blame Brooke. It's like, I'm to blame for all the stuff going around down here in TNA. But the person he blames the most is Brooke, saying that he's still in love with her and this and that, So just more setup towards the main event Slammiversary is okay, I guess. Alright, first match on the card was triple threat match between Joey Ryan, Petey Williams, and Suicide. Winner of this match goes into that triple threat for the X Division title, Ultimate X, and along with Kenny King and Chris Sabin. You kind of had a feeling that Suicide was going to win this match because they'd been hyping up his return. So that's about what you got. A pretty solid X Division match. Suicide gets the win. Right guy wins. Joey Ryan takes the fall. Right guy takes the fall. Then next up was supposed to have been a matchup of former Gut Check winner Sam Shaw against Alex Silva. Shaw heads down to the ring, and what do you know? You get the Aces and Eights coming out there. You got Wes Briscoe and Bischoff and Doc. Briscoe says that he beat up Alex Silva in the parking lot. That would have been nice to see, but as it was, Shaw ends up getting beat down. Then you see the return. Then you see Magnus coming down to make the save. Thing I didn't get about this is that, God, it only took Magnus to clear the ring of 3 of the members of Ace and Eight. Jeez. But anyway, Magnus challenges Wes Briscoe. The match goes for a few minutes. You get the DQ finish after Magnus gets attacked. Then finally, we get the return of Samoa Joe to make the save. Maybe there's going to be maybe Samoa Joe and Magnus will have a tag match against 2 of the members of Ace and Eights at Slammiversary. Be another match. So, all right, then your 1 hour main event segment is Kurt Angle against Mr. Anderson. Seen this match way too many times. It's not to say it wasn't a bad match. It's just something I've seen a lot. Match went about 10 minutes or so, and AJ comes out from where the Ace and Eights usually come to the ring. Makes a distraction. Anderson hits the low blow, and what do you know? Anderson's your winner. So then you have this Gail Kim promo in the backstage area talking about how she's the greatest knockout ever, and then we get the return of Taryn Terrell, who attacks her like a crazy woman. And I guess this is going to be setting up at Slammiversary. There's going to be a last knockout standing match. That should be interesting to see. I think it'll go a lot towards how good Taryn Terrell can actually work in that kind of an environment. So I think it could be interesting. All right, next segment we're going to find out who James Storm's partner is going to be in that 4-way tag title match at Slammiversary. You got Team Stereotype sitting in on commentary. I don't know why they were there. Just for looks, I guess. Then Storm's talking a bit. Then finally we get the Great Factor out there, Rude and Aries. They talk for a minute and then talk about Rude talks about his history of Storm and how it was the worst 4 years of his life. Then we get Bad Influence out there, and they talk a little bit. They both argue about who's the best, and I'll tell you what my markout moment of the night was. The return of Shark Boy. Oh, yes. mark out moment for me right there. He makes his case to be Storm's partner, as we saw earlier in the night, where Chris Sabin was making his case to be his partner also. Then Robbie E ends up coming out there as well. He has a bunch of ideas for a name of their team. As much as I don't like Robbie E, that was kind of comical there. And then we get the return of Gunner of all people. I would have thought he would have been an ace at ace by now or something, but he ends up laying waste to Shark Boy and Robbie E, and I guess that's going to be his partner. And you know, I actually like this. This could end up working well. So then you had this backstage segment with Joseph Park and Sting, how Sting's looking for a partner for next week's show, and he really wants Abyss, and he wants Park to talk to him. So, but if he doesn't get him, I guess he will settle for Joseph Park. But he really wants Abyss. All right, and then your knockout title match between Velvet Sky and Mickie James. This wasn't their best match I've ever seen, but it was okay. But later on, towards the end of the match, Mickie takes out the knee of Velvet, hits her with a little DDT, and your new knockout champion is Mickie James. I'm still hoping against hope that maybe there's going to be a heel turn out of all this. Didn't see it at the end of the match, but that doesn't mean we won't see it. I'm kind of hoping we do, because we haven't seen the heel Mickie James for quite a while, so I'm kind of really wanting to see that. So, all right, the main event segment, the decision of AJ Styles. Will he join the Ace and Eights or not? Well, they did a good job during this program they did a good job of teasing whether he'd be in the Ace and Eights or if he's just going to be the lone wolf. But especially him driving up on his motorcycle into the arena area, and then coming out to distract Kurt Angle in his match with Anderson. Then he comes into the ring and he gets his cut from Bully Ray. He ends up putting it on. He even drinks a beer with him. And then Angle ends up coming out on the ramp area, and he is talking like he wants to see this for himself. So he ends up getting beat down by the rest of the Eights and Eights, and Bully gives him the hammer, and AJ smashes him in the knee with the hammer, and he does the symbol and everything. And boy, they really sold it on this hard. And finally, the rest of the Ace and Eights, they turn their back, and AJ ends up nailing a few of the Ace and Eights, and he gets out of Dodge, and what do you know? He's all by himself. And you know, this is the best way they could have done this. I mean, I personally didn't think he was going to be part of the Ace and Eights, but they really had me going. And credit to TNA on their part. So, but AJ's going to be this lone wolf, and I really like it. I think it's really good. It's the best way they could have ended the show. Well, my final thoughts on this show are this. I thought the main event segment was good. They teased it really well with AJ and the Ace and Eights. Then the four-way tag match at Slammiversary. That's be interesting to see how James Storm and Gunner go. See what kind of a cohesive unit they are. Then, as far as Sting and Bully Ray, it'd be interesting to see if Brooke has any involvement into this match at all. Then, otherwise, I thought for the most part I thought it was a pretty solid show. I mean, there are a couple spots but anyway, I am out the door for now. I'm going to try to get over my cold, and I will talk to you later. See ya. Bye.